Hello and welcome to Sonic Lore, where I retell the history of things in the Sonic universe. In today's video, I'll be retelling the history of the Babylon Rogues from the Sonic Riders series. The Babylon Rogues is a group of thieves that has existed since ancient times, and their origins began with their ancestors, the Babylonians. The Babylonians were a technologically advanced race of aliens who traveled through space in their ship, the Astro Babylon. But space travel was only possible thanks to the ship's engine units, the Arcs of the Cosmos. The Babylonians' days of traveling through space ended when they ran into an unexpected incident while passing by Earth. For reasons unknown, the Arcs of the Cosmos threatened to create a black hole within the ship. The Babylonians were forced to disconnect the Arcs of the Cosmos from the ship and eject them into orbit. The Astro Babylon safely descended to Earth and would stay floating above the ground. But without the Arcs of the Cosmos, the Babylonians couldn't return to space. The Babylonians could only wait for the Arcs of the Cosmos to fall to the planet and to adapt to their new home. The first thing they did was construct a shell around the Astro Babylon and build a city on top of it. The Astro Babylon had now become the Babylonians' new home, Babylon Garden. The Babylonians then took up thievery, and from then on, they were known as the legendary thieving group, the Babylon Rogues. At some point in time, Babylon Garden was buried deep under sand ruins, and the Babylonians scattered to parts unknown. Not all was lost though, as a group of Babylonians known as the Babylon Clan kept an item known as the key to Babylon Garden and passed it down to one generation of the Babylon Rogues to the next. Eventually, the key would be passed down to the current leader of the Babylon Rogues, Jet. Jet wasn't alone though, as he had two team members named Wave and Storm. Just like their predecessors, the current rogues were just as infamous, and rumors had spread about them. One rumor in particular said that Jet had the key to Babylon Garden. When the rumor reached Dr. Eggman, he located the rogue's ship and went to speak with Jet. Meanwhile, Jet was sitting in his office and looking at the key, but he was caught off guard when Storm barged in. Wave shortly entered as well and criticized Storm for his lack of manners. Storm shrugged her off and turned his attention to the key. An argument broke out when Wave wanted to see the key for herself, but Storm wouldn't give it to her. Jet became annoyed with their bickering and wanted to know why Storm burst into his office in the first place. Storm and Wave told Jet that Eggman said he had a proposition for him. Eggman then entered and tried to earn Jet's trust by praising him and his skills. Jet, however, only wanted to know what Eggman wanted. After Eggman confirmed the rumor, he told Jet how he could use the key and the Chaos Emeralds to unearth Babylon Garden. He also warned Jet that collecting the Chaos Emeralds wouldn't be simple since Sonic was looking for them as well. Jet dismissed Eggman's warning as he was fully confident that he could beat Sonic with his extreme gear. The Rogues encountered Sonic and his friends in Future City when they had broken into a building and stolen a Chaos Emerald. As they were fleeing the scene, Knuckles knocked Storm off his board, but before he was caught, Wave saved him. Sonic took Storm's board and tried to pursue the Rogues, but Jet used his superior skills to knock Sonic off his board and escape from the hero. It wasn't long before the Rogues faced off against Team Sonic again, as the next day, Eggman had announced an Extreme Gear racing tournament called the X-World Grand Prix. The prize for winning the race was the Chaos Emeralds, and so both the Rogues and Team Sonic signed up for it. After the ending of the first race, Wave met directly with Team Sonic just when Tails had finished explaining the details behind the Extreme Gears. She examined the board that Tails had created for Sonic and deemed it as not half bad in her mind. It was then that she decided to be precautious by sneakingly placing a small bomb on the bottom of the board. She then mocked Tails for his craftsmanship and parted ways with the group. Later on, Storm and Knuckles accidentally bumped into each other when they were getting ready for the next race. After having recalled their first encounter in Future City, the two began fighting. Their fight was cut short when they heard the announcement for the start of the race. Knuckles was frustrated that they didn't have enough time to continue fighting, so he told Storm that they would settle things in the race, and Storm agreed. The race ended with Knuckles as the victor, and Storm reported his loss to Jet. Storm suggested that Knuckles cheated by using a new type of extreme gear, but Wave reprimanded him and insulted his skills. Jet immediately stopped their argument and briefed them about his plan. Jet stated that he didn't trust Eggman and that he believed that Eggman was hiding something from the Rogues. Jet ordered Storm to sneak into Eggman's base and find out what he was hiding from them. While waiting for the start of the semi-final race, Jet tried to get in a short nap. His nap didn't last long though, due to Wave's pacing, as she was worried about where Storm was. Jet told her to relax, but all that did was cause her to start lecturing him about his responsibilities. Jet tuned Wave out, and soon noticed Sonic in the distance, practicing on his board. Seeing an opportunity to toy with his rival, Jet crept away from Wave to meet up with Sonic. Jet appeared before Sonic and his friends, and taunted Sonic for his lack of skills and wings, and then left. Just before the start of the final race, Storm returned from his mission and reported what he had discovered. He revealed that one of the entries from Eggman's diary talked about the fabled treasure of the Babylonians. The diary spoke about a legend where the Babylonians had given a boy a pair of wings as a gift. With this gift, the boy was said to have conquered the world. It turned out that Eggman wanted to obtain the technology of the Babylonians so that he could use it to rule the world. Now that Jet knew the truth, he was no longer interested in the treasure, but Wave changed his mind when she told him that there was a large amount of profit in it. When Sonic was about to cross the finish line, Wave activated the bomb that she had placed on Sonic's board earlier and knocked Sonic out of the race, allowing Jet to win. Now that Jet had all of the Chaos Emeralds, he used them with the key to reawaken Babylon Garden from the sands below. As soon as Babylon Garden revealed itself, Eggman stole the key from Jet and took off to get the treasure that laid within its chambers. The rogues chased after Eggman and their ship, and Team Sonic wasn't far behind in the Tornado 2. When Sonic tried to pursue Eggman on his new board, Jet followed after him, and a race began between the two. Meanwhile, Wave and Storm ran into Knuckles and Tails, but before a fight could occur, Eggman's robots appeared and caused both teams to flee. The race between Sonic and Jet had ended with Sonic as the victor. Sonic returned the key to Jet, but he refused to accept it since he had lost the race. Wave overheard Jet's conversation and took the key from him, reminding him that the treasure was more important than his pride. Jet reluctantly agreed and used the key to enter the chamber that the treasure was in. As soon as the rogues entered the chamber, they had unknowingly activated the Babylon Guardian. Team Sonic followed after the rogues when they heard the Guardian's roar. Together, the two teams fought the Guardian and won. Defeating the Guardian caused a box that contained the treasure to appear. Jet and Sonic opened the box and discovered that the only thing that was in it was a rolled-up carpet. Before they could find out more about the carpet, Eggman suddenly appeared behind them with two guns in his hands. Eggman demanded them to give him the treasure, and Jet gladly gave it to him. When Eggman opened up the carpet, a note fell out of it. The note revealed that the carpet was a prototype gear that was created by the Babylonians during the time of Stolen, the 13th leader of the Babylon Rogues. The Babylonians created it to help them steal more treasure. Now that the rogues knew what the treasure was, they decided to leave Babylon Garden, and Jet swore to Sonic that he would beat him in their rematch. The Babylon Rogues returned in Sonic Riders Zero Gravity. Their story began when they traveled to Gigan Rocks to obtain the treasure hidden there. Before the rogues could get the treasure though, they had to disable the trap that was guarding it. Jet disabled the trap and got one of the arcs of the cosmos. Just then, a shooting star suddenly passed by, and the rogues began praying for their wishes to come true, as this was a tradition the Babylonians had done since coming to Earth. Jet's wish in particular was to be granted the power to beat Sonic. Soon afterward, 3 more arcs came crashing down from orbit and caused a shockwave. The shockwave caused the trap to reactivate, sending down 2 boulders that were about to crush Jet. Jet stopped the boulders by using the power of the arc and used it to escape Gigan Rocks with Wave and Storm. Back on their ship, Wave analyzed the arc and was able to find out something about it. She told Jet about the power and origins of the arcs and how they were attracted to one another. Enthralled at the idea of having more power, Jet ordered Wave to make a radar to find the 4 remaining arcs. Just then, Storm entered and showed Jet a news report of one of Eggman's robots stealing one of the arcs from the Megalo City Museum. With their course now set, the rogues headed for Megalo Station. After going through Megalo Station, Jet had tracked the robot to Botanical Kingdom. He quickly took out the robot, but had lost sight of it. As Jet was searching for the robot, he spotted Team Sonic and found out that the arc that the robot had in its possession was now in the hands of Amy. Jet listened in on Team Sonic's conversation and learned that they were heading for Meteotech. He wanted to grab the arc from Amy, but Wave and Storm appeared, and Wave suggested that they go ahead of Team Sonic and gather information from Mediotech. When they got inside Mediotech, the rogues were spotted by Eggman security and guard robots were sent to stop them. Jet used the power of the Ark to quickly take out the robots, and the rogues once again faced Team Sonic. Jet demanded Amy to give him the Ark, but before things could escalate further, an alarm activated and more robots appeared. Team Sonic fled, and Jet and Wave followed after them. Storm quickly stopped Amy from following after Sonic, and tried getting the Ark from her, but she got past him by hitting him with her hammer. Storm's pursuit of Amy continued in Aquatic Capital and ended when Amy got fed up with Storm chasing her and gave him the Ark. As they were looking for a way to get out of the capital, one of the robots had caught up with them. The robot scanned the Ark that Storm had and it mysteriously blew up. Luckily for Storm, the robot had an Ark with it. He took the Ark and headed back to the rogue ship. Meanwhile, Jet and Wave stumbled on Eggman's main computer room along with Team Sonic. They confronted Eggman and learned about his part in the recent event regarding the rampant robots. Jet then remembered about his hunt for the Arks, and he and Wave returned to their ship before Storm did. Storm returned to the ship much later on and gave Jet both of the Arks that he had collected. Wave then informed Jet that she had discovered a passage from the text in Geigen rocks that mentioned something called the Lightless Black. Jet wasn't interested in the text and was more focused on getting the rest of the Arks. He reached out for the Ark Storm gave him and noticed that they had gone missing. He quickly found out that Eggman had snuck aboard their ship and had stolen them. The rogues pursued Eggman to the Crimson Tower, which was Mediotech's signal tower. There, they waited for Team Sonic at the entrance to the tower and explained what was going on. Jet then challenged Sonic to a race, with the prize being all of the Arks of the Cosmos and earning the title of the fastest in the universe. Jet and Sonic reached the center of the tower and stopped Eggman from inserting the last 2 Arks into the command machine. Now that all of the Arks of the Cosmos were together, their power called Babylon Garden to the Crimson Tower. Sonic handed over the Arks that he had collected to Jet, and told Jet that he was going to wait for him at the next World Grand Prix. Now that the rogues had all of the Arks of the Cosmos, they were planning to head to Babylon Garden, when suddenly, one of the robots busted in and took the Arks. When it reached Babylon Garden, the Arks had returned to the ship's core and began creating a black hole, just like when the Babylonians first arrived on Earth. Both teams rushed to the Astral Babylon to face off against the upgraded robot and disconnect the Arks from the ship. After the Arks were disconnected, Jet would later challenge Sonic to another race in Megalo City. And that's about it. And no, I'm not forgetting about Sonic Freeriders. The rogues don't really do anything in that game, so it's not worth mentioning. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, then I hope you stick with me for more. Thank you.